G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well look, first the weather report. We've had a bit of rain overnight, 28 mil. So in miles an hour that's about an inch. So yeah, and it's just been nice and steady rain, so you may hear it on the roof. I'm up in Bundy Bear's Shed having a bug around on a Saturday morning early, just trying to get just a couple of bits and pieces I felt like doing and done, and getting into it from there. The temperature is 30 degrees with the humidity sitting on 90%, I think, something like that. So so yeah, look, it's not too bad. It's quite comfortable in the shed here. But this morning I've been milling a block. Now last week I showed you an old block that I use, and I bought some of these from where they made the Kangaroo aeroplanes. They're just out of the scrappy. You know, when they shut shop, they must have sent a heap of them to the scrappy. So I've got one here, and I'm just squaring it up at the moment, and I've milled that surface, and look, that's a beautiful finish. Nearly give you a woody, nearly. And so I'm just squaring that up, and I'm using a cutter with a radius. It's just a 4-head cutter, 2 inches wide, with a 10mm round insert, and look, it's leaving a beautiful job on it, so that's not bad at all. It's a nice smooth finish. You can see from the shine there, it's a good job, and yeah, the round edge seems to really add something to it, so it's not bad. It's I'll square that up, and then what the idea of it is I have a carby to do up for a customer this weekend, and it's a job I've been meaning to do for a little while, and it's grab this steel, or this aluminium, I'm sorry, square him up. There's 2 carbies on the Fergies. The first one is a Zenith 24T, which was on the early tractors up to last year probably, or thereabouts, of the T20s, TATD20s, and later on for the late TATD20s and the Fergie 35 and 135 petrol, they went to a Zenith 28G. So I seem to be getting a few coming my way to do up for people, and I have a few of my own, and part of doing them up is rebushing the butterfly shaft where it goes through. It gets quite sloppy, and once that gets sloppy, that jiggles around a little bit, and it's very hard to get them running nice and have your mixture worked out nicely. So there's a couple of reasons for the plate. One side, I'm going to have it drilled so I can bolt the top of a 28G carby on top, and so when I put this against an angle plate in my mill, I can actually bore the housing out. So I'm looking for a jig where I can just bolt it on. I want everything a tight fit, so I can bolt it on, I can bore straight down, put the bushes in, put the shaft in, and we're away quickly. In the past I've just done it in a vise with a drill, and funny enough, the 5/16 drill for the bushes, if you use a new drill, look, it goes really well. I've been lucky so far, and it's gone nicely. So, but look, the idea is to have it so I can pull the carby apart, bolt the flat of the carby on here, turn him at right angles, and bore the butterfly shaft hole with holding it flat here. What happens over time is the bolt-on flange on the carbies, where people bolt them up, they over tighten them, and they get a bit of they get stretched at the ends, so the ends stick up higher than the centre, and so they have an air leak, so they put thicker and thicker gaskets, and just ends up worse and worse. So with the top of each carby bolted flat to this surface here, I should be able to dress the mounting surface of the carby, and then I'm also going to put a set of holes so I can turn it over, and if someone's over tightened it and stretched the top housing of the carby, I can hold it by the 2, make a little jacking bolt to support it out further, and we can just skim the outside or skim the top of the carby. Look, just half a fly shit, and the Zenith, so that's a metric fly shit too, I think, and not Imperial, even though they're on the old Imperial tractors. For those of you who don't know, the Fergie tractor, he bought out a spanner with it, and it had an 1 1/16 AF spanner ring open-ender, sorry, on one end and an 11/16 on the other. And well, just about every bolt on that bloody tractor you can undo with that one spanner. It even fitted the wheel bolts and the axle bolts and the head bolts. It fitted a lot of stuff. And so anyway, that's getting way off track a bit. But that's what happens when you start talking about metric fly shits. But so yeah, we're just going to be able to skim it and bore it, and so it's just going to be a jig for those two carbies. So quite a bit of work in making it. I have carbies here I can pull apart and sit down, and I have a brand new 24T in a box I'm going to strip, and that'll give me a dead exact size. I'm going to put a ream in the milling machine and just use it as a guide, not turn it, just use it as a guide, so we know we're exactly true. And yeah, once I've done that, I should be able to overhaul the carbies quickly, offer a real good job on them, and away we go. So the one today, I just told the fellow $100 labour and I'll sort it all out. So he bought the parts off us, and so yeah, it'll probably take me all weekend to do this one carbie, because I'm going to make the 28G mount first. But look, that finish, I'm bloody wagging my tail about that. It's hard to get it to where you can see it properly, but look, it's a nice finish straight off the tool. Lovely. Bloody near getting a sore back from patting myself on it. But anyway, that's how it goes. But last week I bought some socket adapters, 1/4, 1/2 and 3/8 for my little Makita drill here. And look, they got a bit of go to them. And that's they've got this little collar in here, and it's just a quick release mechanism. So anyway, I saw some little sockets on Evil Bay, and I thought, well, instead of having that and a socket, I could just have a little set. And just excuse me a moment, I'm not very organised, am I? Oh shit! I bought a little I bought a little set for $8, and I thought, yeah, that'll do. Like, instead of, look, it's not for hard work, it's just for pulling apart a printer or a bloody, you know, just little light stuff. It's not for overhauling a V8 or anything like that. And it's just a metric set, and it looks to be from 5 to 13 millimeters. And I thought, oh well, that'll be the go. I can buy this and put these in the drill here and pop them in there. Oh, bloody beautiful! But look at this. I didn't look hard enough, and the little locking groove here to hold it in, they haven't got it. So anyway, that's a job coming up. I reckon I can hold each of them in a collar or something like that, and just run a little groove in there. Won't be too hard. But yeah, I just can't have been paying attention, but I just thought, yeah, it makes it a lot more compact to put just this, just this rather than this, then, find a socket on the end and all that sort of thing. And anyway, for $8 I thought I'd give it a go, but turns out I was bloody daydreaming, looking at something, one of the girls going by or something like that. But it should be a bit hard in the new office because I actually can't even see out. But nothing wrong with dreaming, eh? But I've got a bit of footage I'm going to tag on the end here of the new building, and the builders have been there at the Queensland Tractor Spares shop the last week and a half now, I suppose, and they've got some walls up. We've got the big steel beam and the posts going through. The main beam got buggered up. There was a typo. Instead of, I think I told you about it last week, instead of 5.099 metres, the type come through at 5.999, so it didn't quite fit. And even though the overall length was the same, it just didn't work. So anyway, before last stew, we actually got that beam up in there, and they put it up, and it's bang on. They run the laser around, and they reckon it's right within a millimetre, when you sit the laser on and run it around. So it's worked out very well. So we've got the main beam in, the posts up, the start of a wall where the steps are going up for the first to second story, and all the beams going across the building are up. and they've got half of the floor laid, but they'll be back Monday morning, so there's a fair bit happening in there. And that's a bit exciting. We've bought some big toolboxes, and where the blokes sit, the parts fellas sit, the two main blokes, Ross and Chris, we'll have that slat wall, you know, the white stuff you see in shoe shops and shit. We'll have the slat wall behind them, and then up about 600 or so, we've bought these 61-inch long toolboxes, and they're big black toolboxes with a shitload of drawers in them. And so yeah, that'll be the fast-moving stuff, universal joints and things like that. So we haven't even designed the front counter yet, but the kitchen man's going to come. It's a cabinetry joiner is going to come. We'll talk about that next week. We're going to talk to the floor covering people and get that organised for in a month or so, whenever they're finished. And buying phone systems. Oh bloody! I just want phones to work. They give you all this stuff. They give you these brochures, and this will do this, and this will do that, and they do everything but fly bloody helicopters, these telephones. And I just want something that people can ring me on, and that I can transfer, you know, around amongst ourselves in the business. So anyone knows a big deal about phone systems, yeah, send me a link or something. We are looking at a Panasonic system. I've always Samsung and NEC have always been real good, and our walkabout phones at the moment are Uniden. And so, who knows? We'll pick something, but yeah, you got to chuck about, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 at it to do it. So it's an expensive exercise, but without the phones ringing, we don't make any money. So we have to have all that sorted, really. Last week I showed a bit of footage of the tool grinder and what we were doing on that. There was a few comments on how to do things and all that, which look, I do appreciate. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's a good fun learning experience for me doing it. And what I probably didn't, a couple of people mentioned it, but what I didn't say that I was doing on the thing was the end mill's cut on the edge, and so I've got a 3-degree taper. So when I grind the front edge on them, I have a 3-degree lower in the middle. But the way, look, that's one that was burned out to buggery, and I ground him off with a 1-inch grinding disc just to give myself a job to try and sort it out. And when you just grind normally and you just come down the cutting edge here, you end up with that little tit in the middle. So what I've done, I've bought a little 75mm gulleting stone, they call it. Now it's dead flat on the back here, and it's got a small angle on the front there. So like this one here, to get that cutting edge to go right into the centre, the idea is to set this up at the angle that the flute comes on, follow that angle and just drop it in to about the centre, and do it on each one and do the gullet. So we think that'll be okay. And see, you can see by this little end mill, that's a little centre cutting end mill, I think. No, that's one I've played with. And it's got a slightly higher centre in it still. And so the idea was to come up here and just roll that across to the centre, so it actually gives us a nice gullet, and it takes that centre piece out each cut and sets us up nicely. So that was one I sat there to do with it, because it does have a centre, a slight centre in it. So because yeah, when you put it on the stone, if I actually had it in deep enough that you didn't have a little tit in the centre, you'd actually be damaging the edge on the cutters at 90 degrees to you. So that's something. I don't know whether I'll get to try that this week. I've got a fair bit happening. But yeah, just to drop a gullet in on them and see. It looks like 2 gullets go right in and almost cross over, and then 2 from the side don't quite go as deep. So look, that's an interesting thing. I've been enjoying playing with the little grinder, and this being 75mm, it's a actually another point I should mention is some people say, you know, when the wheel's going this way, I'm coming in this way here. And when I come in at 100mm, I can only come in at an angle, on the 100mm stone, I can only come in at an angle like that. So I've decided to buy a couple of 75mm stones, and that lets it index in further, which will give me that second cutting edge I'm looking at. And people have said, why don't you come in from the side of a cup stone? And so, and on my little machine, I have tried it, and I had tried it before I went the other way. And coming into a cup wheel like this, it's okay for the small ones, but with some of the long series, that 3/4 roughing end mill was a long series one, and holding it in a 5C collet, I just haven't got enough travel in the rail to come out further. I run out of steam, so I can come back and in to the radius of the wheel, but to get enough room to come in on the edge of the cutting stone. On the big end mills I haven't got the room. On the little ones I have, and I probably will do it that way because I have more adjustments there and I can get things more accurate. Like, you haven't got to worry about having a fixed angle because of the circumference of the stone. You can come in this way, and you know, you've got a multitude of facets you can pick. So coming in from the end there is the better idea for sure, but on those big ones I just couldn't do it because it's not made for them. But I've also got another problem with end mills, and my milling machine here has a number 3 Morse taper up in the spindle here, and off eBay there's a place that sells, in Australia, that sells second-hand tooling and end mills and things, and I've bought quite a bit off them over the years, and I bought some rather large number 3 Morse taper end mills, and some of them are regrind, some of them are still in wax and their regrinds are good, but others are have been used, and like, they're $10 each and things like that, so they're not expensive, and I thought I'd buy some and have a go. But now with the with the 5C collet in the tool grinder, and them being quite long, it looks like I can't grind them in it, so I may have to look at getting a 5C salvage collet and see if there's enough room up inside to make a number 3 Morse taper one and give that a go perhaps. But anyway, we'll have a go. It's all learning with that sort of thing, and so I've been learning so far because I didn't know jack shit about it to start with, and now I just know a little bit more than jack shit. But anyway, look, it's a good fun thing, and I am enjoying the process and the comments and all that everyone's sending through to me. So look, that'll about do us for the chat part. I will film this morning machining some of this. Yeah, just to have a bit of machining content. See, the end comes with all these steps and that in it. And I find it interesting where the CNC run through. There's a heap of tracks there, and yeah, so I think I'd worked out just for this little inch and a bit piece, I'd done 12 runs with their end mill. So it looks like it wasn't a wide one either. It looks like perhaps 5mm, which, you know, I'm not sure whether it's only 5mm here or whether it was 10mm and you can only see the 5mm cut because of overlap or what it is. I don't know much about that stuff. So anyway, this is going to be our block that's just going to be a special tool for doing carbies. So look, stay tuned. I'll film a bit of tidying it up, but it does a nice job with the round inserts and a bit of WD-40 as a lubricant, and I might put a bit of paper under here to stop marking it. I just don't want to mark it, but I just like the look of that. I'll probably look after it like anything for the first week, and after that it'll just be any old habit anyway. So we'll see. But anyway, look, thanks for your support in the channel. Thanks for watching all the way to here. Watch a couple of ads for me, please. My I never work out the revenue coming off ads. Sometimes you think, wow, that was good, and other days it's just dived at the moment, and I don't know why. Doesn't really matter. But go and watch a few ads for me, will you? We'll see how we go. But that's it for this week. Once again, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down the bottom here. I answer every comment, and yeah, we'll catch you later, eh? down a bit. That's not a bad finish, but what I'll do is I'll actually just do a 5 thou tidy up run on there. So we'll just zero the DRO, loosen the handle, take him down 5, beautiful. Then we'll bloody drop down. We'll just do a little bit of a tidy up skim. The mill's running at about 1180, I think, something like that. I can't quite see, it's behind the DRO. I can't remember. Once again, a lovely finish. And there's this little burr over the back there. So there you go, beautiful. Okay, we'll undo that. And you'll notice the heavy cuts I had pushing against the angle plate there, and then the light skimming cuts I come back. But look, another lovely finish. And I'll set him up, I'll square the top and the bottom, and we'll go from there.